Joseph W. Brady updates efforts to inform Spring Valley Lake residents on the issue of purchasing the country club and golf course.
I think the board's doing a great job. I think that David Griner and his volunteers, he has an absolutely incredible group of volunteers. They're putting hangers on doors, and I think they're listening to people.
I'm Caroll Yule. I've been a resident of the high desert and Spring Valley Lake since 1985. It's when I learned to play golf here. The last 25 years, I owned Sheer Realty, a large residential and commercial real estate firm up here. And today, I've been asked to comment on the purchase of the country club and the improvements to our community that's before us all. I continue to talk to people about this, and unfortunately, I think people have the idea that if we don't buy the country club, it's going to be this beautiful green park that they're going to just walk their dogs and enjoy and play soccer. And unfortunately, what everybody is missing is we are going to lose control of this beautiful land.
Well, Gabriel Stine, Dr. Stine. I have a chiropractic office, or 3 of them, but I started here 28 years ago, and Spring Valley Lake's the only place I've lived. I think the main reason that when, I tend to look at things as a business decision, what the best business decision is, and I think the association being in control of the 200 acres, owning the land, having a say in what happens, golf course obviously is the preferred thing, but us having the say in what happens here, not some random person that doesn't really have a vested interest in our community.
Hello, my name is Kirsten Acosta, and I have been a resident of Spring Valley Lake since 1991. And we have been so happy in this community, and it is important to me to protect our property values. It's important to me to maintain this community that it is the gem that it has been in the high desert and continues to drive people to want to come and live here.
Hi, I'm Bill Scott. I've been a resident of Spring Valley Lake since 1991 and been very, very happy to be here. I had a business in down in Los Angeles area. I moved 30 families up here with me, and we all had a good experience, and we are still having a good experience. I think it's extremely important for us to purchase the country club and to buy down the water rights. This is the way that we can guide our destiny.
My name is Paul McLean, and I've lived in Spring Valley Lake since 2006. I think the main reasons come back to if they don't purchase a country club, the negative impact that we'll have. I believe that the country club, the amenities, this is something that we all enjoy as homeowners, and so if they don't purchase the country club, and there's an open opportunity for an investor to come in, their concern is ROI, and so odds are you could be driving down Parkway looking at apartments and condominiums, and I don't think anybody wants that.
Good morning. My name is Denny Yule. I've been in Spring Valley Lake for 38 years. And I have some interest in the vote that's coming up shortly, and primarily, number one, I would like to see the HOA have full control of this area. Number two, I think it's important that they have full management control, primarily because I think we need representation for the equestrian center, the lake properties, the golfers, and neighbors in general. And that's the number 2 reason. Number 3, I think I do not want to see this 200 acres go to an outside developer, which obviously would probably turn it into multi-unit living, or senior living for that matter, without paying HOA dues.
Hi, I'm Joel Lewis. I've lived here in Spring Valley for the last 27 years. And I feel it's very important that we get this vote put through because if we don't, who knows what's going to happen to the golf course, who knows what's going to happen to this community. Developers can come in here and buy the property, put multi-family housing in here. It could just turn into just a really bad situation for this community, drive our home values down. It just makes total sense for the community to vote this in and buy this property.
Hello, my name is Ben Lamson. I've lived here in Spring Valley Lake since 1995. I got married living here. I had my wedding right across the way from the club here on the beach. I've raised my kids here. They've gone to school here. We've golfed here. We truly love Spring Valley Lake and the community. We're in favor of the vote coming forward for the Invest SVL concept. One is we're concerned about the club going away, becoming a wasteland. Our values of our homes are dependent on the golf course. That's what people know in Spring Valley Lake. The added things that they're doing with Invest SVL, with talking about expanding the Meadowlark clubhouse over there to a full gym, a large pool area, is just awesome. For all the people that aren't golfers, that would be great for the families, or just the retirees that just want a different place to go and to hang out. I think that'd be a great part of the overall part of the program too.
I'm Bobby Tarango. You know, I've been up here since the early 2000s. I mean, close to 20 years here, living here in Spring Valley Lake. Spring Valley Lake has always been a jewel of the high desert. And, you know, and as you come into, as you drive through the parkway, I see nothing but potential. I mean, it's beautiful, it's lush, and, you know, I would love for us to have control of our own destiny.
My name is Vicki Fitch. I've lived here in the community for about a year now. First of all, I'm a big proponent. I believe that we should purchase the country club. Putting up, you know, what I had explained to some other people is like this 200 acres in the middle is like a donut hole, an our donut. And I don't think we want to give someone else the opportunity to utilize our donut hole without us being able to have any participation in it. Or, you know, we don't know. It's really kind of up for grabs.
Frank Quintiliani.
Frank, how long have you been affiliated here with Spring Valley Lake?
Been here since 1978.
Been
a member since 1978 with my parents, and then in 1992, when I turned 18, me and my wife and daughter, we've been a member since.
Frank is asked why he wants to see the association purchase the country club.
To protect our community. A lot of people say this is Spring Valley Lake, but there's more to Spring Valley Lake than just the water. I think a lot of people miss that point and forget why they moved here in general. Just driving down the parkway, all the, you know, golf course, the greenery, you know, it's like a little oasis in the desert. And you just, it just feels like a community. And the green belt of the country club it is a part of our community. And if it was missing, I think people would realize pretty fast.
And a developer could come in here and decide they don't want to develop for 5 or 10 years. And during that time, they're going to let the grass go brown. They're going to let the weeds grow up. They're going to let the cart paths crumble. The trees will die. We have very old trees on our course. And the little water features that everybody enjoys are going to fill with mud. And the weeds are going to choke out the fish and the beautiful wildlife that we have here.
The other reason the whole picture is about improving our quality of life here.
We want to maintain home values and our Spring Valley way of life. That's why we've all moved to Spring Valley Lake, is for the way of life.
The worst case scenario that everyone's speaking about is obviously if the property was sold to a developer. And if Club Corp, the current owners, did sell it to a developer, Spring Valley Lake HOA, all the residents, homeowners, people forget that too, we are the HOA. We'll have no say on anything.
This is our home, and this is like our own happy little bubble, and we don't want other people to have the opportunity to disturb that bubble.
So that's my greatest fear, is we're just going to lose control over this great space, and we're going to miss an opportunity to improve the lake, the gym, perhaps build a swimming pool, and just make this community what it really could be.
You know, one of the questions you asked me before this is about the purchase price.
An upcoming report gets into the finer details of the business end of the issue, finances involved, and their impact on Spring Valley Lake residents.